Good afternoon. I'm Lieutenant Elmer Horn with Douglas County Sheriff's Office, and we're here at one of our communities, and Sheriff Pounds is here with us. And Sheriff Pounds is very involved in his communities, and he come out. We brought out our grill and our smoker so we can come out and help cook for this community. And Sheriff Pounds himself has come out and helped cook with us, and he's here to cook and help these folks today.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the programs that I call Taking My Community Back. If you don't get out there and get involved in your community, you ain't gonna be able to get it back. And the sad part about it, we losing our young men at such a pace that it's unreal. We got to come up with something that will help us with these children. Got to. So this is what I'm doing. I love it. I'm out here in the sun. It's hot, but like I said earlier, we're gonna do these until we get that gap between law enforcement and the community bridge. We're gonna bridge that gap because we're gonna get out here, we're gonna shake hands, we're gonna find out if they got any kind of problem we can assist them with, and invite them to the sheriff's office and come to the roll call. Just come see what's going on at the office. Thank y'all so much for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff Pounds. And like I said, this is just one of many events that we bring this grill out to help with our communities and get involved. I'm here today at one of our community outreach days with our sound truck. And our sound truck is used for just what you see. We come out to community days, we play loud music, and be able to just have a good time with it and enjoy our community. Our sheriff's office, you get to see us in a little different light. We're not always out there writing tickets or locking people up. We come out to your community day and be a part of your day and help you celebrate your community. And this is just one of the ways that we can do that, was with our sound truck. We're here today in one of our communities. We brought our ice cream truck out. A lot of people like to laugh when I say the sheriff's office owns an ice cream truck, but this is exactly what it's for, is we bring it out to our communities. We give away ice cream. We don't charge for the ice cream. The ice cream is free. And we have partners in our businesses in our community that help pay for the ice cream so that we can give it away for free. And we give it away. We go to schools. This is just one of many events that we bring our ice cream truck to. We go to the school systems. We come out to community days, block parties. We just come out and see you and help you enjoy and celebrate your community. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I know y'all missed us the last week. What was it? The week before then?
Week before that.
Week before that.
What just the week before? The week before last, y'all. I'm sorry that y'all had to miss our beautiful faces, but welcome back to our Youth Heart to Heart podcast. Look, this is gonna be different today. It's gonna be a little different because what we set out to do today is just simply talk about our Youth Fest. We got a Youth Fest coming up August the 10th from 11 to 6, where we have partnered with so many different organizations and have so many different resources that we want to have come out and be a part of what we're trying to do for our youth in the community. So my faithfuls are in the building with me today, faithful, and making sure that we are always here and answering the call of service to our kids and our community. So I'm gonna just let Mr. Contrell take the the mic and
the
tell
lead,
you
take the
about
lead.
tell you about what he got going on, who he is, and him as a partner with this Youth Fest, what he has, what his business is, and what he plans on to bring it to the table for the youth at this event on August the 10th from 11 to 6. Let's go.
That's a lot. Thank you so much. I tell you, Kentrail Porch and Associates. What we're bringing to the table is we bring the behavioral health side to the organization, just providing information and helping youth and adults work through any challenges that they may have, whatever that may be. So we bring support, we bring compassion, we bring validation, we bring listening, and just in the hopes of helping someone learn how to navigate through life's different challenges that they have going on. Because I think, as we all know, life is going to life at some point.
Be life.
So I would encourage everyone in the viewing audience to come out on this Saturday, August the 10th from 11 to 6, correct?
Yeah, that's a long time.
At the Community Service Board here in Douglasville off of Stewart Parkway. This is going to be a great time. And we are looking to, impact the youth, but also give them, although school has already started, but give them a good solid foundation to have a great successful school year. And no matter what happens, the ups, downs, goods, the bad, provide them that inspiration and encouragement to know that they have support and they can achieve whatever their goals are.
All praises,
Come
all praises.
on.
Henry Mitchell IV. Most people know me as Beanie. My companies, one of them is Your Sign Man. We're bringing that to the table for the community, to where if you need signs or want to get your signs created, things of that nature, we're going to be able to help you with that. If you need websites created, we're going to help you with that. If you need flyers, things of that nature created, we can help you with that. And I also have a clothing line called Key Pie Clothing. That's, as you can see, what I have on, called Israelity. And I actually sew these personally myself. So those are a couple of things of companies that I have, and Jackie put me over the notebook section. So I'm partnering with a multitude of people who will be donating. Ruben Tillman is definitely one of my main guys who's going to be at my table.
Yes, Ruben.
Commissioner District 1, Ricky
Dobbs.
Clarence Ricky Dobbs. You gotta get
You gonna give him his whole government
government.
name? Come on, sorry about that, Commissioner.
Also, Commissioner District 1 Henry Mitchell III will be involved, and a multitude of other partners that have a hand in on making sure we provide as much opportunity for the kids. I think for the most part that I want to show the young kids coming up is that you can be young as me and Ruben are and still be able to give back.
Impactful, yes.
Yes. And I used to do these events all the time back in the day, but I'm happy, instead of me trying to fight against Jackie with her events, it's better just to partner and just build upon that event. So that way it's not like we're having 4 or 5 of the same type of events. I wish that we can kind of come to a consensus just to kind of create one big thing as a community to make it all. But I see that in the future coming.
Absolutely. That's you all. What I want you to understand about myself and the people that I've partnered with and they've been partners with me, and they've shown up for everything. When I call, they come no matter what, because they have the heart. We all have the same heart to serve. We all have the same heart to be as one. And we get so many of the, no, we already got this going on, instead of us coming together as one. And I think that when we are, in that mindset of not being unified as one, the kids and other people see the divisiveness. You understand what I'm saying? Why are we all doing this same thing? So I set out, on behalf of Welcome to the Village, my church, Trinity World Christian Center, and my partners, Kentrail and Beanie and so many others, to gather, a group of people that I know personally that does the footwork here. People talk about it, but who being about it? You know what I'm saying? I know these people personally, and like I said, always answered the call of service when something needs to be done in our community, or we're doing something in our community for our youth and the families. But I am so grateful that so many answered the call. We have Kentrell Porch and Associates, and we have Beanie and his brand, Israel Liddy, and all these different organizations. We have the CSB, Community Service Board. Shout out to Ray and allowing us and partnering with us to do this amazing event, and Corey, and we have Morehouse School of Medicine and Cobb and Douglas Wellness, and we have Divas and Elegance, and we have so many other different organizations that are here, that are willing and able to make this a successful event. God's Girl United. We have the Gift Church, Freedom, Kingdom Builders. We have so many people. Elevate Douglas. Thank you, Breezy. Thank you so much. I partner with her with so many things in the job training. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you all who answered the call. So many more that I haven't named, but I just really want people to understand that these people that I know personally that have answered the call on numerous occasions to be of service, thank you for continuously answering the call. And I pray, like Beanie said, that in the future we can look at this thing from not, I don't want to do, or we already got this over here, but us coming together as one and just making a whole big jubilee of it, to be a service. So not only the kids will see, but the community will see that we are one, and we have to be one with one another in order for us to succeed. So thank you again, everybody, for answering the call. Thank you. I appreciate you. But Beanie wanted to say how much.
I had something else to say to
Go
add
ahead.
on to
Go
it.
ahead.
But I wanted to also point out that I like the way that you are doing this event, because nobody's face is on it. It's just, we're just doing this and we're going to be here doing it. So nobody is trying to be seen. I think that's the problem with when it comes to some events. Is like a lot of people want to be seen as if, look at me. But Scripture tells us the left hand do not need to know what the right hand is doing. And if you don't get blessed by them, the Most High is going to bless you. You know what I'm saying? So in essence, I definitely learned that throughout the process. It's better to be not seen and let the Most High do the blessing on the back end.
And I tell you, to not be seen, like that's when I created this flyer. It was about partnership. It wasn't Welcome to the Village Presents. No, it was about partnership. It was about us coming together as one. It ain't Welcome to the Village, It is everybody that answered the call and said, hey, yeah, I'm going to show up for this. Hey, yeah, what do you need? What do you need for us to do? That's what it's been about. It's been about answering the call. Family Resource Center. Thank you, Ray, because I promise you, and I'm gonna shout Ray out a lot, because he has been, gracious enough for us to be able to host this event at the CSB, as well as being a partner with us and doing, his part. Ivy, thank you, all y'all. Thank y'all for answering the call. But it's just what it's about, just being one. Just being one, on one accord with each other. No pictures, nobody's logo. I ain't even want logos on. I got 1,000 logos. I wouldn't put nobody's logo on it. Nobody. Everybody who comes, they're going to understand that this is a partnership, and you'll be able to see the faces of the partners. You'll be able to shake the hands of the partners and the resources and the different people that's going to be out there. You'll be able to do that because this is us coming together as one, not about, oh, look what I done, or look what we doing. No. Look what we doing, because it's going to be great. But look what we doing as one.
So Jackie, I got a question for you. I don't think the people really know how much time and work goes into putting on events. I personally know, because I used to do it back in the day, but I want you to give details about how much goes into putting together this type of event.
So, do we have until Jesus come home? I mean, 'cause
I guess you're right. You're right. So give them a shorter version of the time and the effort it goes into putting
and
this.
the money.
Oh, I can't forget about money.
Man,
Definitely.
I tell
That's
you,
an important piece right there.
Yes.
That's
That's
the
an
important
important
piece. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just saying to Kentrell and Beanie before we got started that is taxing. It's taxing. And even though, you know, Ray is like, yeah, it's yours. No, it's all of ours, right? But me being the organizer of it, I'm always looking to make sure that things are done decent and in order. And when, you know, I do something, I want to make sure that it's good, not for me to look good, but for the community. I want that everything is in order, and that we have enough, we do enough, we have enough resources, we have enough food, we have enough supplies. So it is very time consuming. And I also always want to recognize, you know, the people that helped in this. And so far as the money, baby, can somebody donate some right now? But no, seriously, real talk, it's a lot. It's a lot. And it's a lot that goes into these events, especially when you're trying to do and make sure that you're servicing people in multiple areas. And so, you know, this event, we're going to have sneaker giveaways. We're going to have book bag giveaway supplies. We will have a live DJ. We will have resources, free food. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have all these things. And thank you, Super Sports Elite, for our Gaylord, for our raffles. Thank you so much for that. So we're going to have so many different things. And when you're thinking about having to feed the multitude of people, I'm not Jesus. I don't know how to do that, but I know he makes provisions. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we were able to connect. Thank God for networking and the connections that he brings to me, you know. So we were able to have Flowers, you know, donate our bread, and Pepsi give us, you know, this food. But it takes so much to even email and call and do all these things and make sure you have all your resources in place, all the people who want to be a part, your phone ringing off the hook, you got to email, you got to do all these things. And you got to make sure we have, you know, everything that we said that we are going to provide. And so it's a lot. It's a lot. And I do a lot of events and have done a lot of them. And it's taxing. It's taxing. But when God has an assignment on your life for you to do something, he will make the provisions to make sure you have it done. So.
Yeah, and I also want to add it's a sacrifice in time as well. Especially when I was doing it back in the day, I was taking a lot of time away from my wife and my children. But the people who come to the event have no idea. They just see free things, grab and go, high five you, and go on. So just understand, like, it's a lot that goes on into putting it together, these type of events to provide to a service for the people. So just want to add that in there.
You know, and it also takes a level of, you have to be selfless when it comes to this, because serving people, it is a task in itself, and that is an undertaking not everybody can do. And I was talking earlier about just in the line of work that I do when it comes to behavioral and mental health. You have to have a heart of giving, and you have to have a heart of service, because at any point in time, things can go left. At any point in time, the work that has been put in, the result may not be there. It may not. So when it comes to service, you have to be selfless. And also understand that, and you touched on it earlier, when the assignment has been given, you know, that hard work, that blood, that sweat, those tears, we may not think it's going to turn out the way we want it to, and in the end, it turns out way better than we could have expected. And, you know, and I think we would both agree that we have to give you your flowers and tell you thank you for taking the time to want to give back to our young people, because a community of people doing the same thing, yes, it is good, but individually we're great.
Yes.
Collectively we can be
We're
greater. We're
And
greater
impactful.
and impactful.
That's the key. That's what I'm shooting for. That when people see us show up like we're showing up together, that it will move them in a sense that, you know, man, yeah, next year, you know what I mean? Let's make it even greater, like you said. Okay, y'all, listen, we about to take a quick break, and we're gonna bring on some of these young folks. So they gonna ask the questions. They gonna ask the questions, and they're gonna ask, you know, and talk about what they would like to see in the community from us as a whole. So, all right, we'll see you back in 2 minutes.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc., reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Reliable. All right. Welcome back to the Youth Heart to Heart podcast. We took a little break and switched some things around. I know if you're used to seeing my face, you're like, wait a minute, why are you over here and you're not in the black chairs? Ask Miss Jackie. But no, we are so excited to be on this side of the camera. I am Destiny, and I am joined by...
Mama, we made it. We made it to the other side. But thank you all again for joining us. If you remember my face, you know, I am Trent. I go by TTP. Glad to be back.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hello. My name is Kendrick Love of Kendrick Love Behavior Consulting, LLC. I'm new to this, so please excuse me. I have
It's
no
gonna be
idea.
great.
Okay.
And listen, so when we took a little break, Kendrick was telling us all about like who he is and what he does. And y'all, we've been talking about community and bringing the kids out and being of a benefit to the community. Putting you in the hot seat. Go ahead and tell the people, Kendrick. Give them a little snippet. What is it that you do in the good old community?
Okay. You would call me a title is a behaviorist, child behaviorist, and basically that is where I help families, parents, schools, churches, organizations that work with children. I help them bridge a way of communication to help to understand the child, because a lot of times we misunderstand that, okay, it's a behavior when actually it can be just anxiety. So it's one of those things where they bring me in after a child has gone to everybody. They have been gone to they have gone to therapists, psychiatrists, they've gone to counselors, they have gone to numerous of people, meds, and then what happened is that it's not really working, so they just need somebody who's on the outside. So that's why you all noticing that there's a huge increase of behaviorists that's coming into schools and stuff of that nature. So that's kind of what I do. So I'm the person that you would call after everybody else if you're struggling with everybody else. But I work with them. So I work with lawyers, POs, probation officers. I've worked even with the judge, police officers. I work with everybody who works with a child. I work with. So
That is so wonderful. But listen here, I don't like the way you said I basically, because sir, that's a whole lot. You are literally changing entire cultures, because especially speaking for us, no, you just a bad kid, go sit in the corner somewhere and get your butt whooped. But here you are speaking to the needs emotionally and mentally.
Yeah.
So paint me a picture of what that could possibly look like. Let's say I'm a mom, I've got a kid, he won't listen to me or anybody else. I'm bringing him to you. What would that look like?
Well, the first things first is that I have to get a little bit into your business. So because I have to investigate. So I use the analogy of the Princess and the Pea. So if you're not familiar with the Princess and the Pea story, it's where for this young lady, what she did is she slept on a bunch of mattresses. And to prove that she was a queen or she was royalty, they had put a pea or a pebble under the last mattress. And if she felt it, then what happens is that shows that she's royalty. Now, what that basically means is that, okay, there could be just something small that's causing the behavior, which can appear to be not wanting to listen to mom. When the truth of the matter is, it could be that this kid is, again, dealing with anxiety. It's one of the basic things. The way the the child is interpreting it. There's so many things where the could be missed. And that's one of the things that I always do is I'm like, hey, let's go and talk about. So I talk about your family history. I do talk about where you stay. I do talk about, okay, is dad in the picture? Those things matter. So all of those culturalizations of things definitely matters on the importance of where this child is. How is this child being able to get their anger out? You know, I understand the butt whippings, but what other strategies are you using? So you can understand that, okay, well, let me explain why your butt whippings aren't working. So that also, let me explain this here so you can understand. This right here, all it may need is just a little tweaking. Sometimes it's a marathon to fix the problem. Sometimes it's just a little tweak. That's it. Just a small little smidge of a change.
I absolutely love it. Having been in the education system, my mind is reeling right now on all the possibilities that you are opening up.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And it's, what would happen, hypothetically speaking, if you were the first stop? Like, we didn't go through the usual channels of trying to figure out what's wrong with the child and do all the things that we know aren't going to work. What would happen if you were the first stop?
Well, the first things first is I would be the triage, but I would say, hey, let's go ahead and talk to your social worker at your school, the school counselors. Let's get this kid to some type of therapy. It is definitely a problem of not taking that serious in our community. Let me use myself. I'm in therapy. So a lot of the things, because one of the things I was a first responder in the school system. So I was my position was called intensive interventionist, where I would be called for whatever. So I could be called for just a disagreement with the parent, all the way to a huge crisis. So I've stopped children from hurting themselves, hurting others. So I've stopped plots, those types of things, where after doing it for so many years, and I was able to sit there and just say, okay, well, I need some help myself. but it also shows that we don't utilize those services much at all. So that's one of the things that I would encourage. So as I would tell the parent, I'm triage. Let's go ahead and see what we can do to smooth things down until we start getting services in and work with me while we're doing that. So you get in a community of things.
Do you feel like there are enough like resources, kind of like you said, available for you, as far as like being able to get into the schools to help those kids, or being able to communicate with the people that you need to be in the position that you need to be to help those kids?
That's an inconvenient answer because I have the experience of working with multiple cultures. So I've actually worked outside of the country. So I worked in child behaviors in the Middle East. So the inconvenient truth is, in our community, we don't utilize the resources because we're told that here it is the limit. We don't stretch out. The other cultures, yeah, they'll be like, hey, yeah, come on in. Like, for I have certain clients that's up there. So it also depends on how much the client is making that comes in. So because I have clients all the way that's making some money to all of those who are homeless. So it really comes down to what the parent is going through, because how open they are to dealing with the resources. It's not an easy question, because it always comes down to what is that parent going through. Are they willing to accept the information? Are they willing to accept that, hey, parent, just to let you understand, 90% of the child's problem is not the child, it's the environment, the immediate environment. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with you as well. And some parents don't want to deal with it. So,
and I've dealt with parents who don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is, as a parent, to know that there's something wrong, or not wrong, to know that there's something about your child that needs help, it almost was like a personal attack.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, so you're saying I'm a bad parent because there's something going on with my kid? And it's like, no, first off, take a breath. Yeah. You're doing the best that you can with what you got.
Yeah.
And especially in our community, a lot of parents, they don't know. They're literally doing what their parents did, we're going 5 generations back at this point.
Yeah.
And at some point, there has to be an evolution. And I really think that that's what you're bringing to our culture, is an evolution of parenting, an evolution of existing, because you're saying, hey, mentally, emotionally, something can be better about your situation.
Yep.
And I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Listen, so Youth Fest, you in the building?
All right, I'm sorry. What was
You're going to be at Youth Fest, right?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. I'm new, so definitely yes.
Sorry.
Yes. I'll be there.
And so, listen, Brother Kendrick's going to be at Youth Fest, and you need to come pick his brain, because I know school is back in session, and there's going to be some stuff that's going to happen that's already been happening, and you're going to be like, I don't know what to do. The answers, the solutions are right here. Okay? So make sure August 10th, 11 to 6, we want to see you so that you can see him and all of our other wonderful partners. T, what else you got?
So, Brother Love,
Oh boy.
I kind of have a question on, like, what kind of drove you to have this, this passion and such that you have for, what you do? Like, was something in your childhood, or was it like something you experienced growing up? Like, what shifted for you?
Both. I try not to get emotional. Yeah, I didn't have a good childhood. I definitely did good in school. None of those things there. Actually, if it wasn't for performing arts, I would not have finished college. So, because my other skill is that I do dance, like Alvin Ailey type. So I do that as well. So I have that background, so I use that also as therapeutic strategies also. So when kids come to me, that's also a skill that I teach them. So yes, I've had where young boys come in and they learn how to dance. So I've learned in break dance and all of that, modern dance too. So definitely. But what also the job that I got. It was because my mother, she said, hey, come on and sub at this school. So I went and I subbed at that school, and what ended up happening is that I saw a lot of kids suffering. And I saw a lot of terrible communication, including with myself. And what ended up happening is that it worked out to where one time I worked with a young man. And here's a little bit of story that's going to be a little bit shocking to you all. But the young man that I was able to work with, I got Chadwick Boseman to come out and see. And so what happened is that, like when you ever seen on the blue screen where he's crying about, he gets emotional, that was my student. One of them was my student. Yeah, so when you hear him say Ian, that was him. Yeah, so that I got him to come in to see that. But that's just the icing on the cake. What I learned is I started listening to Ian. And when I started listening to him, I was able to help him with his behaviors. So that was the thing that I want everybody to understand. I learned through my mistakes. So that's why when you're saying about the parents, and I'm trying to, and you like, okay, you coming at me. Oh no, let me make sure to let you understand. I'm here to give you more, not take away, so that you can have, so you can understand that there's more to you being able to make a decision, and not to say, okay, well, I'm just going to use this like whoopings. Let me give you another strategy, so that let me show you how this affects you, not just the child. Let me sit here and say that, okay, well, let's work with it. You trust me and let me earn it, and then after that, what happens is we can come up with some new solutions. Yeah, so.
Me personally, my background is a little bit different. Growing up, my childhood, it wasn't the best, but but I really have nothing to complain about. And I don't have any kids, so some of the things that you all are talking about, I can't really personally relate. But for somebody, who does want to, bring children into this world, what can you? Is there like any advice that you can give me to kind of like keep myself or help my children when they come into this world from experiencing things like this or having to go through those mental or struggles?
Know your value. CDC had to write an article to say that here, no, this is black men's value in the home. So knowing your value is the first thing. Black men, we do have a value. We do make a complete difference. We do. And because of that, knowing your value, so that when your kids come in and you speak your word to them, that means that they are starting to understand this does help me out. What your words help is decrease the opportunities of them getting angry. So when you're doing that, you're able to sit here and go, that's parenting in itself. Sit here and learn how to hug your kids. It's good that you did not have to go through a lot of things. That still, what you have is still important. So it is really comes down to when you get ready to start your family, knowing your value, knowing when you come through that door what it does mean, and it does mean it means it. So
thank you for that.
This is incredible. Just listening to you and I hear the passion behind everything that you're saying. It just, to have a black man in the school system speaking in such a way, thank you.
You're welcome.
Taking a break, and we'll be right back.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, My name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to our Heart to Heart Youth Podcast. Listen, when I tell you them young folks, this is what I'm talking about. Them young people was able to bring it and ask the questions and be transparent and asking the questions to Kendrick. Thank you so much, Kendrick. Y'all, look for Kendrick at the Youth Fest on Saturday. From 11 to 6, they're going to be in the building telling you valuable information, valuable resource to have for any child, mother, father, parent, grandparent, whoever is in need of that type of service. He's there to provide that. And Contrell, too. Contrell, this is what he does. This is specialty as well. He does a little bit more craziness, but it's good. Everything he does is good. So, man, I tell y'all, listen, this Youth Fest is going to be so turned up. I am just so grateful to God and what he's about to do in this and how he is about to show out for the community, for the kids. We're going to have a blast. We're going to service. We're going to, show up and show out on behalf of our community, for our youth. We're going to do that. We're going to put in the work for them. What y'all think?
Contrell, I want to know about your crazy, what you was talking about. What's that guitar you do a little bit more crazy?
Not him per se, but he deals with a little crazy.
Well, you have to be a little bit.
Well, you a little
to deal
anyway,
with. Hey, listen, the first step in anything is admitting it yourself, right? But no, man. Dealing with the population that I deal with, there are challenges. There are challenges, and like I said, I can deal with one person with 10 different personalities all in the same time.
Wow.
Or I can deal with a multitude of individuals with a multitude of different personalities, but in all seriousness, they deal with different behavioral and mental health challenges. One person can be schizophrenic, one person can be bipolar, one person can be schizophrenic, bipolar, and have a substance abuse history. I can have a young person who has ADHD or ADD. I can have a young person who has been diagnosed as bipolar. So every day for me is a different day. Today was one of those days where my phone rang essentially all day. But the good part about it is I have a team of people. I have a great team of people that I work with, that I partner with, that I contract with, that we get the job done. And, like I said earlier, you have to have a heart for this line of work. And now, being totally transparent, you couldn't have told me as a child growing up or as a young adult that this is what I would be doing. And realistically, I give thanks to God for it, but also give thanks to him for one of my church members who actually got me into the field. Because subconsciously, we always doing something that we're doing. But for me, growing up, I always attracted young people. So even as a kid, I attracted young people. But at my church, I'm heavily involved with the youth ministry. And, she pulled me to the side one day. She's like, hey, what you do is what I do when working with young people. So, I guess in some kind of way, I just always did it. Yeah. And, life leads us into doing different things. But I transitioned from children to adults, which I love a whole lot more. Love adults. Love working with adults. Oh, yeah. You think about it. Adults, you have some flexibility. It's like now school is in session, so a lot of times getting to young people after school can be kind of taxing between football practice, basketball practice, cheerleading practice, whatever the extracurricular activity is. And then you also have to make sure that the parent is home and you want to be respectful of everybody's time. But, long story of it all is I work with people who deal with a bunch of different things sometimes. And, thankfully, I've been blessed with some level of patience to be able to endure it.
I know you got to have it.
It's one thing, I'm going to let you go, Jack. It's one thing that you said that I think is very major is you didn't plan on doing this. It kind of just happened. So a lot of times when we're young, we just say, hey, I'm going to stick with this particular thing, and that's what I'm going to do when I grow up. But as you mature mentally, you realize, like, you know what, this is probably more of the realm that I need to go to help out society, because we all want to help out in some type of way.
Right.
And if we're all a part of the body, I think a lot of times everybody wants to be the brains of the operations.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody got to be the heart. Somebody got to be the leg. Somebody got to be the
Absolutely.
foot. Right? So we
do.
all play different roles, a part of the body to help out the community. But you just got to just stay in your role.
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your
That's
lane.
right.
Stay in your lane.
Beanie, I wanted to ask you how I know your dad has been in the community, commissioner. Shout out to Henry Mencho in the building.
Shout out, Pops.
So I know he's been in the community and serving the community in different aspects, commissioner and so on and so forth. How did you get into being a service? How did you get into being a community activist and doing what you did? Was it your dad that brought you into it, or was it just the heart, that you had and you seen the need? What was it? Maybe a little both?
Nah, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Well, when I was younger, I always used to have to help out my dad at his back to school events, any type of drive he was trying to do. So that didn't really kind of spark me to want to get back. It was just like, my dad, he's gonna make me do it, so I just got to do it. But when I graduated college, I ended up going back to my former church that I used to go to, Golden Memorial, and a lot of people don't know this, but I used to mime dance at church. Right, white face paint. I was talented at doing that, and so the kids. I didn't realize that the kids was watching me as I was doing that when I was in high school. And so when I came back, they asked me, "Hey, can you come teach us one of the dances that you did back in the day?" So boom, I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. It's just one thing, but I can do that." And so when I was doing it, they kept asking me to come back and keep coming back. So eventually, the pastor pulled me to the side, like, "Hey, I want you to be involved with the kids." And I told him, like, hey, man, at the time I was still kind of somewhat in the streets, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, dude, like, I'm not fully there. You feel what I'm saying? But he was like, hey, and I was rapping about certain things at the time. He was like, hey, that don't matter. We'll jump over that hurdle when we get there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can do that. So in helping them out, I realized that they was dealing with a lot of issues that I didn't know they was dealing with. A lot of insecurities that I just never knew. So I ended up taking them on different trips, and the trips kind of led to, let's do stuff in the community together to try to show them, because I've already had it in me, but it's just something I just didn't desire to do. But they kind of motivated me to want to show them a different light, and it kind of really just blew up from there. So that's my story behind giving back.
That's amazing. It's amazing how we have backstories that lead us to what we're doing right now.
What's your backstory?
What's your backstory?
Ooh,
what is
my
your
book
backstory?
coming out. Y'all gonna have to read about that. No, I'll give you a short, just a little synopsis of why, and who I am today. Debbie's in the audience, and she could kind of, help me out with this. We've been friends since 13, 14 years old. So, I had a rough childhood. My mom had me when she was 15, 14, 15. Her not knowing how to be a mother, you know, and no shade to my mom, I love you, because I understand now. But she didn't know. So my life was hell because she didn't know. She went through some things that she wasn't healed from. She went through some things that was just, you know, the same story, kind of had the same story, molestation, rape. I went through that with my mom, you know, and I went through that. My mom went through that. And so it was a generational curse that was going on in my family. And my hurt and agony was, it was bad for me growing up. I felt, you know, I didn't understand it. And we went without lights and water, and we went without things. And I got picked on. It was picked on back then. That was bullying. Went through all of that. Like, it was crazy. My dad being the only child, I would watch him, you know, he lived 2 minutes down the street and still wasn't a father. And then as I, you know, got older, teenager, I watched him walk up and down the street as a crackhead and had been for the rest of my life. So a lot of different things that I endured in life, I vowed that I wouldn't be and I wouldn't do. So I didn't drink, I didn't do drugs, I never smoked weed, I didn't club, you know, I didn't do all those things because I wanted to do something different, wanted to change, you know, my mental, you know, and heal my mental. And I felt like that's what, you know, I can't do the same thing I see them doing and expecting a different result. And I'm grateful for God that he kept my mind in that. I'm grateful that he was able to allow me not to fall into those traps and those snares. And so when I endured all that, I was just like, I started when I had my kids, I used to have a house full of kids. Every weekend, I would have my kids, everybody else's kids. And my youngest son said to me, he was just like probably 6 or 7. He said, Mom, you going to be a preacher or something? Because I will be always encouraging the kids. Still wasn't healed from my stuff. Still didn't realize that I was not a healed person. And but I wanted to make sure that my kids didn't have to endure what I endured. So, you know, I went on the wrong path and the right path at the same damn time, if you think about it. Because I was, you know, hustling and going to school, and I was hustling and going to cosmetology school, and I was hustling trying to get a degree. I was doing all these things at the same time because I was determined not to stay in this, but to do better, you know, to get to this. And wind up, you know, doing prison time. But I always had a heart for the kids. I always wanted to see kids win because I didn't have that. And so those 6 years of my life, you know, God just really showed me some things, delivered me, healed me from some things, and he started showing me what my path would be. And when he gave me my 4 P's, he said in a dream, he said, Jackie, preservation. You know, I preserved you while you was out there getting that money. You know, anybody could have killed you, robbed you. I was a woman out there getting money. You know, now that I have you still, preparation for my plan and purpose. And it's been that ever since.
So what was the healing where you kind of came to that tuition and say, you know what, I'm okay now?
So y'all, you're gonna read this in my book as well.
Okay, my bad. What's the book called?
What's the title of it? What's the title?
Life After the Storm.
Okay.
And so in that, y'all had a dream, and I had a dream that I was in limbo, and my kids was in heaven, and my mom was in hell with the man that molested me, my cousin that raped me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and so many other people was in hell, and my mom was like, "Don't come down here." And my kids saying, "Mom, why you right? Come up here!" Like literally, and it scared everything out of me. But then he started showing me again, you know, took me all the way back when I was so angry before I used to, you know, babysit this kid, you know, and if something happened with that, he took me all the way back there to where he started showing me the people that I had to ask for forgiveness from, that I had to give forgiveness for. So in my process of incarceration, in my time of incarceration, the process of healing, God was just, healing me. I was getting to a point, God just help me. You know what I'm saying? Just help me be, where I need to be, because I didn't even realize it. He had to show me how angry I was. He had to show me what I had to do, who I had to forgive, who I had to ask for forgiveness from. He had to show me those things. And as I was learning and forgiving and going through that and just, really being able to release all of that, that's where my healing my deliverance came in at. And I was able to be a different person. I'm not angry, but, God just, he did it. It was him. The transition and the process just happened as I was able to let go and let God.
I think it's crazy. Not even crazy, but it's unique to hear that prison can be a blessing in disguise for some people.
I hear that all the time. What would you change? Would you change going to... The only thing I would change, and I tell people all the time, is the hurt that my kids had to go through from me being gone. That's it. Because I wouldn't be this person right now, this woman right now, had I not did that prison time. Because I don't know if I'd have killed somebody, snapped one day and killed somebody, because I had so much embedded, so much festering in me that I didn't even realize.
And even inside, you were able to keep that in. Because that same aggression, that same rage you felt, you could have easily taken that out on anybody on the inside.
Yeah.
But it's funny how in the things that we do, God will still find a way to sit us down. He will find a way to sit us down.
Oh, sit us down.
He'll find a way to sit us down, and it makes the vision clearer. Because it's something my late pastor said to us a few years ago, what they just said about how, our church, when something happens, we meet the need. And so we're collectively, and you individually, in your vision of it, you see the need, and it's meeting the need. And you meet the need where you are. Like I said, your children had to go through that, but look what it molded you into those times.
And a better woman, better parent.
But it does. And those small sacrifices, inconvenient to us, but the lesson behind what it is what makes us.
It's amazing.
What makes us who we are.
I wouldn't change, y'all. I promise you. And people be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I wouldn't change anything about my life. From the rape, the molestation, nothing. Because I promise you, it allows me. And God, the Word of God says, for your good, for His glory. Everything that we go through, every obstacle we have to climb, every door that's been closed, everything that we go through, it is for our good and for His glory. God uses it some kind of way. He gonna get the glory out of it. You understand? And it's gonna be for the betterment of you.
And I think we forget that the Most High has to try us through the fire to make us become gold. Right? Just like He did Job. Job didn't understand what he had going on. He was tried. But at the end, he was blessed double with everything.
Because he never cursed God. He trusted
he
God.
got to curse him a little bit.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
But he never came out of his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Even his wife saying, why don't you curse your God and just die? No. It's the process. We got to trust the process of when we know God, when we love God, when we understand who He is to us, we have to trust the process of what He's doing. We got to remember, God said, my ways are not your ways and my thoughts are not your thoughts.
Absolutely.
But we know that everything that He does is good. Regardless of how it feel right now, what it look like right now, it's good. It's good. And I had to understand. I used to be like, when them folks, because y'all literally, I was facing 140 years. People like, who you kill? I was like, nobody.
Right.
But because of, I had with all the charges I had, it was up to a mandatory 10 years on each charge. But even when I got the 15 years, I was like, I ain't did nothing. But I knew God was finna do something in it. I knew He had to do something in it. He had to.
It's the story. I heard it on the radio, I think it was yesterday or this morning, with the testimony is powerful, and you never know who it's gonna touch. At any point in time, we were out at Cumberland Mall Saturday, grabbing something to eat, and this guy, he was a server, cook, or something, but he was walking by the table, and he saw the shirt that I had on. It said, "Just keep pushing." So he stopped. He walked by. He stopped. And he kind of looked. Then he kept going. He came back by. He asked me about the shirt. Well, how can I get one? So, but we get into talking, and he just kind of started telling me what was going on with him. This, that, and the third. And randomly, I always say I run into random conversations from time to time.
Yeah, me too.
But he had his own thing going on, and so in the morning he texted me. I was going to church, so he texted me, "Hey, what's the address of your church?" So I texted him the address. He said, "I'll be there in 30 minutes."
Look at God.
Okay. I didn't respond back, but I think I said okay. But next thing you know, he joined church Sunday.
Come on, Jesus.
Not even random. I say random.
Ordained.
I say it tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that no interaction is just on
it's
purpose.
It
is meant to happen.
Yes.
And in that moment, we can't be so that we overlook the moment, because we never know who we're going to impact negatively or positively.
That's right.
That's
right. Well, y'all, listen, man. This session has been amazing. I am so grateful for all that who could come and be a part of this podcast. I missed you all who wasn't able to come. But I just want to, shout out to, some of our partners for our August the 10th Youth Fest. And it's going to be amazing. So y'all make sure, family, friends, loved ones, all who are watching, y'all make sure that y'all bring those kids out. And come out, because you don't never know what God has in store for you as well. We have plenty of resources. Wanted to give a shout out to, of course, the One Family Resource Center. Thank you, Ray, again. Ivy, Corey, all you guys over at the One Family Resource Center. Thank y'all, and the CSB. Thank y'all for being, allowing us to host this and being a partner and being one with us. Trinity World Christian Center, Anointed Christ Ministry. We have Seven Springs Sports Academy, the Gift Church, Douglas County Community Service Board. I already shouted y'all out. Operation Target Recovery Center. We have Lion 30, Kingdom Builders. We have Next Step Community Center, Super Sports Elite. Thank you again. No, y'all won't be in the building, but thank you for your contribution to this event. Blazing Restaurant and Lounge, CJ, love you, girl. God's girl, Michelle, shout out to my girl. She is everything. Yes. We have Divas Elegant Fashion, my girl Debbie, yes, in the building. She's always here to serve. That's her heart. Kentrail Porch and Associates, my boy sitting right here. We got P&J Gibbs. We have Savvy Boss. We have Tone, Southside Records, and Bright Minds Academy, Kendrick Love, and APL Logistics, my job. Thank you, APL, Flowers, and Father and Me, and Creative Lee. Thank you, Creative Lee, for making our shirts. I love you, girl. Thank you. And Keep Eye. Oh, yeah, you was the last one that I had to call and ask for you. So Keep Eye, thank you, sir, for always answering the call. I love you. And welcome to the village in the building. Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. Thank you, Felix, for always being a generous host to us. TVC 1061. Y'all click that link, donate to Wisdom Inc. Thank you. Y'all go follow, watch at Heart to Heart on YouTube, Heart to Heart Youth Podcast on YouTube, as well as Welcome to the Village YouTube, as well as Facebook. And y'all can go and check us out. Y'all watch, share, and bring your kids out. We're looking forward to being a service to you all. Thank you. Until next time, I promise y'all, next time is Beanie section. We missed out on his last session. He ready too, boy.
It's God's session, not Beanie session.
Well, God is going to be preaching or teaching through Beanie. How about that?
It is.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's go. Yeah, next time we will have Beanie in the building to, give a word, from the Lord. So let's go. August 10th.
Community Service Board, 11 to 6.
11 to 6. Make sure you come out. We're going to be here. Thank you.